My name is Javon Myers, and today we'll be discussing M2 assignment case analysis on Uber. Uber's most fundamental problem and its inability to achieve profitability despite substantial revenue growth. From 2015 through 2020, we're going to kind of do this video backwards. We're going to talk about, Uber first, and then we'll go over the summary. 2015 through 2020, the company accumulated billions in operating losses with costs consistently exceeding revenue. Now, when Uber first opened, became a thing, it was a big thing. People were able to get Ubers. People were able to be transported faster without waiting for taxis. But Uber really did not have a great plan when it came to marketing. They had, everything else, but they didn't have the technological support, safety, and all other stuff. So they were losing a lot of money. The primary driver of these losses is the unit economics of both its core ride sharing and food delivery businesses. Uber's brand and reputation have survived significant harm from multiple sources, creating a second critical problem. First, between 2016 and 2019, an estimated 6,000 sexual assault claims were filed against Uber, raising severe safety concerns, particularly among female riders, and slowly riding growth. Second, the Delete Uber movement in January 2017 sparked perceptions that Uber was profiting from a taxi protesting President Trump's refugee ban led to widespread app deletions and public backlash. Third, the company's internal culture was exposed as fraught with sexism following Susan Fowler's viral blog post in 2017. And then lastly, it was operating in cities where their service was banned. I don't know what that was about. I had to look more into it, but I guess at the time Uber was newer, and there was a lot of people who were not able to get rides, and so I guess the app was still taking the customers' money, and there was a lot of complaints about that, so they ended up actually losing a lot of money within the process of that, and they lost a lot of customers. So that was one of the big things with Uber. Uber was founded in 2010 by Travis Kalanick and Garrett Camp. Uber personally revolutionized transportation through its smartphone-based ride-sharing platform by connecting independent drivers with passengers via an app. Uber disrupted the traditional taxi ride industry, which relied on expensive medallion systems and lacked technological innovation. Now, I'm pretty sure the technological innovation that it lacked, I'm pretty sure. So now on our phones on Uber, you're able to pick which ride you want. But I think when Uber first came out, you were only able to get a certain ride. Cause now, if you want a sedan, you can get a sedan. If you want a truck, you can get a truck. If you want a electric car, you can get an EV. But when Uber first came, I think it was only allowing you to get what they wanted you to get, and I think that was sparking a lot of frustration with customers, because obviously if you're paying for something, you want to be able to choose as well. So there was a big really big riot with that as well. So the solution to problem one, it would be to address persistent operating losses. Like I said, Uber was losing billions of dollars. I mean, they were $40 billion off of their targeted market share, which is a lot of money. Uber should implement a multi-pronged strategy focused on improving unit economics without sacrificing market share. First, the company should introduce dynamic pricing algorithms that more precisely balance supply and demand, raising prices in high demand periods and offering target incentives during off-peak hours to smooth utilization. The pros of this would be this approach directly targets the root cause of losses, negative unit margins, while maintaining Uber's competitive pricing advantage. So I'm pretty sure their competitors are Lyft, DoorDash, and Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lyft and DoorDash. So basically, when you're comparing when you're making these strategies and stuff, you have to line it up with your competitor. And I'm pretty sure Uber was the cheapest out of the both competitors. Because when these drivers are driving and they're getting tips and they're getting paid, Uber is paying each driver for the ride, but every app pays different. I know on DoorDash, when I used to DoorDash would only give you like $3 per ride, and that's no money. So you're really relying off straight tips. And I'm pretty sure Uber gives you at least $5, which is $2 more. So let's say you do 3 rides. With Uber, that's $15, but with DoorDash, that's only 9. It's a huge difference, honestly. And you add on tips, that adds up over time. Um, so that's a really good deal for them as well. Problem two would be Uber's brand and reputation have suffered significant harm from multiple sources, creating a second critical problem. First, between 2016 and 2019, an estimated 6,000 sexual assault claims were filed against Uber, raising severe safety concerns, particularly among female riders and slowing ride growth. Now, this was reverting back to this because this was a big thing. This is another thing that made Uber lose a lot of money, and this is before I'm gonna talk about solution to problem two, for safety reasons, and when Uber had these sexual assault claims,